everything. Don't try to take. Don't try to take credit to You've got enough at your house, all right?
We're all on the right side.
Just give us one.
You were the best.
Hello.
He's so greedy.
The 12th and 13th holes. Hey, Jordan.
Hey, mic check, 1, 2.
Ted.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the 41st Ryder Cup. I'd like you to meet the 2016 United States Ryder Cup team.
Not here.
Gentlemen, thank you for your time and for being with us here today.
That's a par.
I'm going to begin by asking United States Captain Davis Love III to perhaps describe his emotions and his thoughts on the day that was and the totality of this team effort and victory.
That'll take a while. Well, I'm extremely proud of this team. They put their heart and soul into this win. They keep thanking me and congratulating me, but I congratulate them. There's a lot of pressure on these guys over the last couple years. We obviously, a few people in this room have brought it up. We haven't had a good run lately, and I'm thrilled for them that they got the win. Proud of the way they competed all week. I'm proud of their attitude, but mostly proud of the way they came together as a family, supported each other. You know, we had some interesting things happen this week. Started off with the death of Arnold Palmer, which, cast a kind of a dim start to the week. And then we bounced back from that because we were all together, and then now get to celebrate in the end. Cooch.
Now we're all together again. Cooch is here.
Hi, Coach.
Hey, thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank you.
So, sum it up, I'm tremendously proud of their effort, the way they competed, and the way they hung together. This team's been questioned and beat up for a long time, and I'm proud of the way they came together and the way they played and the way they represented their country.
All right, let's open the floor for questions. Obviously, please direct your question to a specific player or person. And let's begin straight ahead, number 2.
This is for Phil, right here. What did you think of Captain Love's leadership style?
We had a great week this week, and
Wow,
we've
you
had a lot
found
of fun
Phil
together as a
speechless.
team, and we played some great golf, and we're really excited to have won.
All right, let's go to, on the far right, number 3, please.
A question for Brooks Koepka. Brooks, your first Ryder Cup, you go 3-1 in your first run. What will you remember? What will you take away from this week, and how do you feel about how you played overall this week?
It's been an unbelievable experience. I mean, to come in here as a rookie, to go into the team room. Thanks, Jimmy.
First time.
It's been unreal. I mean, I didn't know what to expect, but it really has been unbelievable. Everything that's gone on between the team room to getting to know these guys that much better, it's surpassed everything I ever thought it would, and it's been fun. To team up with DJ, team up with Brant, it's been incredible, and it's been an awesome week.
Let's go on my right to number 1, please.
Yeah, my question is for Patrick Reed. Patrick, obviously you had a tremendous 3 days. Tell me about, do you feel like you were made for this event?
Yeah.
No, he's not made for this at all.
He hates it.
It's just kind of one of those things that anytime I can wear the red, white, and blue and, play for our country, and it happens to be match play, it just kind of all just fits in. And anytime I can feel like I'm going one-on-one against somebody, it's something I love to do.
Straight ahead, 1, please.
Also for Patrick, just talk about the back and forth today with Rory, the emotion that you guys expended, and maybe how at the end there, maybe both of you ran out of gas a little bit, but you managed to kind of hold it together.
Well, I mean,
12 logos.
I don't know if I'd really say we ran out of gas. We just played normal golf. He birdied 3, I eagled 5, he birdied 5. We both birdied 6, we both birdied 7, we both birdied 8. So, yeah, well, I mean, after that was a bunch of pars, so I really wouldn't say we ran out of gas. But, you know, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things that with going back and forth, we knew how important that first point was. You know, I did not want to let my team down by all of a sudden having a blue score up off the first match. You know, I wanted to at least keep it halved or win the point so they could see red, you know, try to build some momentum. And, you know, with getting sent out first like that, the last thing I wanted to do was go out and lose our match. So, you know, I think he was the same way because he knew he needed that point as well to keep the momentum on their side. And it was just kind of a grind. We were out there grinding and giving it all we could. And, you know, luckily I was able to make birdie on the last to secure it.
Let's go to number 2 on the far left, please.
This is for Phil. Phil, over here. All the way over here. 2 years ago, you sat in a room very much like this and spoke about what went wrong at the Ryder Cup that year. Can you discuss what went right in the 2 years and the whole process sort of leading up to this victory?
I don't know if I can answer that directly, but let me say this. I've been around these guys for quite every year in the President's Cup and the Ryder Cup, and I've seen a level of greatness in these guys. Not only are they great men, but they're great golfers, incredible golfers. And the environment they were put in today, or this week, brought out some of their best golf that I've ever seen from them. And it's truly a remarkable thing to watch, and it's a fun thing to be a part of. I'm very proud to be a part of this team and to see the level of accomplishment and performance that these guys had this week was just sensational. And I believe that we all we made each other proud, but we also hopefully made every American proud.
Straight back number 3 and then 1. 3, please.
Phil.
Alex, my favorite.
I appreciate that, Phil.
Yeah.
I heard Patrick talk about the birdies he made. You seem to make a couple today. Could you talk about your match with Sergio and the fact that probably, from what we can find, it's the best run by anybody in singles ever in the history of Ryder Cup?
We had a really good match, obviously, and we played some good golf, made a bunch of birdies, and I know that I birdied 5 of the last 7, and he birdied the last 4, and it was probably a fitting result with a tie, even though I wanted the win. As long as we won the cup and and brought this cup back to America, that's all that really mattered. So, but the match itself was really good.
Microphone number 3, please.
This is for Zach. As the players were crossing over to come into the clubhouse, you stopped and led the crowd in the "I believe we won" cheer. So I thought I'd ask you about the support of what appeared to be incredible amounts of people all over this course for the entire team. What was that like to compete in that arena everywhere you went?
Well, I think you said it. It was an arena that, an arena that you just dream about. I mean, that's what fuels us. I mean, everyone on the stage wants, those people outside the ropes pushing us. I mean, it's why we practice this. We want that putt. We want that shot. And to perform like we did in front of those people, it just makes this really, really special. I mean, these Minnesota fans and, quite frankly, the American fans from all over, from day one pushed us. I mean, I know I can tell you these guys up here, I mean, it's been a long time coming, especially for some of us that have played in a few of these, and this one's for them. I mean, that's really why we did what we did. I mean, you can see it. I mean, the emotion is pretty deep. I mean, I saw Raimo on 15. I was on 15, and he won his match, and I hadn't even hit my second shot yet, and I looked like my 3-year-old daughter. I mean, it was I was a mess, but it's just awesome. I mean, it was just fantastic.
Let's go 3 and then 1. 3, please.
Question for Brant. You were the only player without a blemish on the record this week, 3-0. A, could you imagine that, coming into this week, and B, was there any part of you that was, maybe upset that you didn't play, that you got sat down yesterday, and maybe wanted to get back out there?
No, I'll answer the second part of the question first. No, because yesterday was probably one of the best memories I've ever had in my life at the Ryder Cup. Watching these guys play yesterday afternoon was so much fun. Watching JB and Ricky come down JB and Ryan come down the stretch the way they did, get a point when we thought we were going to half a point or lose a match. It was so much fun to be a part of that. So much fun to cheer those guys on. And, we were not going to, no one person on this team was going to win the Ryder Cup. It was going to be a team effort. And whatever captain and the vice captain said, and I was just looking on the stage a second ago and realizing how honored I was to be on this stage. If I look on this podium with all these guys and realize how much talent is surrounding this team, and I look at the vice captains and everybody else, I cannot imagine how hard their job was this week to figure out who is going to play, when, and where. And I'm glad I was not in those meetings. I'm glad I didn't have to deal with that kind of stuff because it's an impossible job. You're going to make somebody upset. You're going to do something that you're going to second guess yourself all the time. And so our job as players this week was to make sure that our captains and vice captains knew that we had their back, that we were going to do whatever they told us to do, however we possibly could. And, man, it was just so much fun. And I hope that came through. I hope I didn't come across as somebody who was getting too emotional out there, but I had a blast this week. It was awesome. The fans were awesome. Guys on this team are awesome, and I'm honored to be a part of it, and it's been 4 years coming for me. I told Davis on 17 that I owed him one, and I still do. Still feel like I was part of the reason we didn't win 2012, but unbelievable experience. Nothing else to say.
Straight ahead, number 1, please.
This is for Ricky. Ricky, in the European presser a few minutes ago, Justin Rose said that he was very critical of the setup. He said it was weak. He compared it to being very similar to a Pro-Am. Your thoughts on that? Did you sense that from him? What were your thoughts on the setup?
The setup was, I don't think it was easy by any means. Him and I didn't play as well as we would have liked to. We didn't make many birdies on both sides. I felt like it was an even match between the two of us. Obviously, as you could see, no one was more than ever one up. It was easier for some. This guy next to me, he made a few birdies. He's been playing well all week, but I wouldn't say that the setup was easy by any means. I thought that the PGA did well all week, Kerry Haig and the staff. Depending on whether it being a foursomes or a 4-ball match and then into singles. They did a good job preparing the golf course, getting it in the right condition, and with where the hole locations were. Obviously, when it comes down to singles, it's fair. Everyone's playing the same ones. So I thought it was a good setup today, and it worked out just fine for us.
Let's go to number 2 on my left, please.
Davis, can you talk about the importance of Patrick getting off to a fast start against Rory and how important that was?
Well, yeah, it was important to see some red on the board. Just the excitement level of that match got guys going. We were standing on the first tee, or you're standing on the range, or you're still in the team room. Just to see him out there fired up and pumped up, and I hated to stand there on the first tee and only get to watch it on TV. I wished I'd have been out there for the whole thing. I saw most of the back nine, but and then Phil's match. There were so many exciting matches. It was hard to know what to watch. The golf level of play was incredible, but yeah, it was important to get some excitement going in the beginning and get off to a good start. We knew they were going to load the boat, and we had to get off to a good start against them.
3 on the straight ahead, number 3.
Phil, this question is for you. I know you haven't seen the replay, but as a sports fan, where do you think you got greater elevation? Your leap at Augusta when you won the Masters, or your leap in the air on 18 today when you made the birdie? And where else do you leap in celebration other than on the golf course?
Well, when I try to dunk a basketball, I jump pretty high. I can touch the net. And my arms are pretty long. But I don't know. I'm older now, so probably jumped higher a little bit in 04 because I got at least 6 inches off the ground then. But it's a very emotional deal, and that putt on the last hole, I wasn't sure if it was going to hang in there. It looked like it was going to fight to stay in the right side of the hole, and I wasn't sure if it would go in, and so I just kind of dropped down to my knees, and when it went in, just that excitement just propelled me up. Usually I need a little assistance.
Let's go 4 and then 3. 4 in the back, please.
For Tom Lehman, what's this week meant for you in your home state to have the Cup coming back here?
Let's just say that when Ryan Moore got that last point, that me and my whole family were bawling like babies. Just to have that cup here in Minnesota means the world to me. But to be around this team is an amazing team full of amazing men. They're courageous, they're smart, they're fearless, they're compassionate, but most importantly, they love each other and they're in a team. So to be a part of this team in this state, my home state, 2 hours from where I grew up, I mean, it's a dream come true, and I am so grateful for this opportunity. I'm so proud of these guys.
Let's go to number 3, Doug.
This is for Phil and a little bit of Davis as well. Phil, you've talked about from the task force going forward that it wasn't necessarily about this Ryder Cup. It was about maybe the next 5 and going forward. But we keep hearing about this team being under an extraordinary amount of pressure. Was it necessary to win the Cup to prove that the changes were right? And where did the pressure come from then, if that was the case?
The pressure started when some dumbass opened his mouth 2 years ago in the media center. But the thing about this is that we need to build on this. Otherwise, it's all for naught. We created a very solid foundation this year with the input that Davis Love had, and each vice captain with Tom Lehman and Jim Furyk and Steve Stricker and Tiger Woods and Bubba Watson all brought integral parts to the success of this foundation, and it's important that we build on that. And Davis is going to be a very instrumental part of that going forward in 2 years, because for us to go to Europe and try to win the Cup is a whole different feat. That's going to require a whole different level of play, of solidarity, of fortitude, and we're going to have to build on this in 2 years if we want to try to retain the Cup. So it's important to start this foundation. Yes, it's great that we had success this week, but it's not about 1 year or one Ryder Cup. It's about multitude for the decades to come. That's my cue to shut up.
Straight ahead, number 2, please.
Well, I got another one for you, Phil. Another question, Phil. And Tiger and Jim, if you guys feel like weighing in, I'd like to hear from you as well as veterans. Davis made the comment ahead of the Ryder Cup that he thought this might be the best team ever. Now that it's over, a definitive victory, 17 points, do you feel like, how would you rank this team? Do you think it's the best ever?
Four left.
If I,
I'd say we're good enough.
if I may, I think what Davis was trying to say in that interview was, when I address my team, what I would tell them is that they're the best team ever. Is that correct, Davis?
Yeah, and I would say that the European team was the finest European team I've ever seen. They played unbelievable golf. This is the finest American team I've ever seen off the golf course. I don't know, on the golf course, you have to be the judge of that. But off the golf course, this is by far the finest American team I've ever seen. I've said it before, the United States can be proud of this team, and they should be really, really, really proud the way they represent their country.
Let's go to number 1, please.
Tiger, if I could, over here, to the left. Tiger, if I could ask you what this vice captaincy has meant to you personally to get you through the last year, and how much this experience this week has fueled your determination to be back in that team as a player in 2 years' time in France.
You know, for me as a player who's been on these teams, to be on a different side of it, to be on the vice captaincy side of it, has meant so much to me, to get to know these guys on a different level and to know how hard a job it is to do this. With the vice captains and the captain ultimately has to decide, it's tough. And as a player, all you have to do is get ready for the golf course. Just go out there and try and have your game and be ready to play when called upon. As a non-player, it's very complicated. There's a lot of things that I didn't realize that went on, and very eye-opening, and it's a great experience. It really was. I learned a lot, and I became really close to a lot of these guys, and it's been just an honor to be part of it and to be part of getting to know these 12 guys and these vice captains and our captain on a deeper level has meant so much to me, and the relationships that we forged here this week and actually before this week, these are our bonds that will last a lifetime. And as a player, I've been a part of that with these teams, and as a non-player, it's still the same. You still have the same bonds; that they grow deep, and being a part of the team as a didn't actually hit a golf shot, but to go out there and be with these guys, we are truly a team. And we had that mindset come in here with our captain, and we did it, we accomplished it, and we won it together.
And I have Tiger's cell phone number now. Yes. I text you all the time.
On that note, number 4 on the left.
Ryan, this is for you. After the week that you've been through, what was that feeling like when you're there and you're securing that final point to secure the win?
Yeah, Ramo. It's hard to even explain it at this point. Just to be a part of this team. Obviously, I was a bit of a late entry, but everybody made me feel like I was a part of it right away, and to end up.
Hey, you're only as strong as your 12th man.
Yeah.
Right there.
Thank you. I mean, it's been crazy. I can't believe a week ago that I didn't even know I was going to be here, really. And to come here and just be a part of it, get a couple points for the team. Mostly thanks to my partner yesterday, but then today to just, JB and Patrick both showed up after I went 2 down on 15, and I walked off that green. I saw both of those guys, and I said, "All right, I'm gonna do it for my team right now. I'm gonna do something, and I'm gonna try and flip this match somehow." And that's such a different feeling for what we do week in and week out on tour to do it for my teammates, for my captains, for the guy, for everybody who picked me, who wanted me to be on the team. I had all of that on my shoulders, and I said, "All right, I'm gonna try and get points somehow today." For that to actually work out was pretty incredible, and for that to actually be the point that clinched this beautiful Ryder Cup, sitting right in front of, getting ever so close to my face right now, was incredible. I wouldn't have wanted do it with any other guys than are sitting around me right now. It's been an absolute blast. Couldn't ask for better teammates, and hopefully this is there's more to come.
Number 1 right here in the front, please.
This question is for Davis. Can you just talk about your last pick, Ryan Moore, and what it was like to see him earn that clinching point, and also describe what it's been like getting to know him as a person and player?
Well, like he said, he barely just got here, so he had quite a whirlwind week. We got to know him a lot better. This week I played, I think, a fair amount with Ryan, and always enjoyed being around him. But now he's part of our family a lot more, and it was tough on Ryan and a lot of other guys those last few weeks. Sit around and wait to go play the Tour Championship, to ask a lot of hard questions. I'll never forget riding down the freeway in my pickup truck talking to Ryan on the phone. One of the hardest conversations I've had to have. You know, I don't know what to tell the guy when he's going to play the Tour Championship and he's right on the bubble. It was a new experience for all of us as captains. Usually it's you call 2 guys or you call 4 guys and you call 4 others and tell them they're not playing and it's over, and that was an awkward couple weeks. But there's so many things that happened this week that if you'd written the story, the movie, you wouldn't have believed the ending. And I think it just points out how close we are and what a great team we are, that the guy that came in at the last minute's the one that walks away with the last putt. And I lost my golf ball in '93 when I made a putt that ended the Ryder Cup. I left it in the hole, and I watched Ryan walk away from his on the 18th green. I went over and grabbed it and took it back to him, but he didn't want it, so he gave it back to me. So now I got one from the last hole. So many great stories this week from Bubba to Ryan to the other 3 captains' picks who everybody on this team got a point. That hasn't been done since 1975, they tell me. And nobody's ever swept, our U.S. team has never swept a segment since 1975. And if you saw that Arnold Palmer bag on the first tee, that was his bag from 1975. So Arnold was watching over us this week. And I'll just take this opportunity to, you've asked most of the assistant captains a question. This was a team effort behind this team that won. I can't thank Tiger and Jim and Steve and Tom enough. They made a lot of crucial decisions, gave me a lot of great support, and it's truly a big team, but it was a team effort, and I thank every one of these guys up here for a great week.
All right, we're going to go to number 3 and then 1-3.
This is a question for Tiger. Has this vice captaincy made you want to become a captain in the future?
Yes. Please ask that again, please.
Has this vice captaincy made you want to become a captain in the future?
Another vice captain? Yeah.
Would you want to become a captain in the future after this
Another
experience
vice captain?
this week?
Yeah. Seeing what our captain went through, that's hard. Yeah, I would love to do it. I'd be honored to do it in the future, if asked. And but from the player standpoint of it, I like playing. I love these guys. I love being out there in the fight with these guys. I was just in a fight a different way and had to do my role and had to do my job in a different way, and it was pretty cool.
Okay, we have time for 3 more. Let's start with number 1, please.
Davis, when you got the captaincy in 2012, you talked about how much it meant as the son of a PGA professional to be the Ryder Cup captain. Now, 4 years later, I'm just wondering what it's like to be the winning captain.
Well, it was an honor for me to be captain in 12. This time around, because 4 of these guys up here were part of the process that named me to be the captain, I'm humbled this time. Because I was picked by my peers, I was supported by them, and they all said we're going to do everything we can to help this team win. So the humbling experience to be the guy out front. The reason Tiger, when I asked that question, is probably the reason I ended up being the captain. Is they knew I would do all the work for the year and a half, and I told them all in that first meeting, I said, I'll do anything. I'll be a cart driver like Bubba, and I'll do anything to be behind the scenes and help out. We're all willing to do whatever it takes, and I didn't really want to be the captain. I wanted to make this team successful, and they ended up putting me in that role, and I'm just it's been a humbling experience. It's been a lot of fun, and I can't wait for 2017 with my man Strick, and I don't have to make any speeches.
Let's go straight back. Number 4, please.
Quick one for Jordan from CNN's World Sport program. Jordan, earlier in the week you spoke about you had a painting commissioned capturing that first tee moment you so brilliantly described. What image for you best encapsulates this week at this Ryder Cup?
It's easy. When Patrick holed the shot yesterday on number 6, I saw a picture that was captured of him doing whatever he does that you saw about 25 times this week with Kessler, his brother-in-law and caddy, with his hands up, and I'm in a 40-yard dash with my putter flying in the air back to him from 30 yards up. I'm definitely going to get something with that picture, and it's going to be hanging somewhere in my house, because that was just a moment that I've never heard a roar that loud in my life. And what joy that was to watch that ball trickle back, and then everyone start to slowly stand up. And they thought it was going to miss, and then it went in, and everyone did the Phil 6-inch jump in the stands, and they just went nuts. And I don't know if I've ever run faster in my life. The only regret is that we should have chest bumped. That's what we were going to do, and we didn't. But we did that today when we saw each other. So that's the moment this week for me.
Let's put a capper on it with number 1, please.
Question for JB, DJ, and Jimmy Walker. What was the best memory of this week that didn't happen on the course?
We don't speak to off-the-course moments.
They've been passing it around.
Right?
Sure it's not for Tiger?
Just
Hold on.
Just-
What was the
just-
question?
Repeat the question.
For me, I'll take it. For me, it was just being in the team room and really seeing how all the guys came together. As far as one moment, I don't know if it was, I can think of one moment, but every night we sat down and had dinner together and just supported each other and, knew what our plan. We had a plan. We were going to go out, and we just loved being around each other. You could tell it was a real team. There was no more individuals. The sports individual, it was gone. We walked into that team room. As soon as everybody got here, it was a team. And it's just so awesome to have that feeling and just know that every one of these guys got my back. So that was just the whole week, I guess, summed up kind of.
All right.
Dustin?
So the best non-golf moment for me this week was last night. I was with Julius. And we were looking at the computer, and it was a frame-by-frame shot of Jordan Spieth when Patrick Reed made the shot on number 6. It was the absolute funniest thing I've ever seen in my life. Jordan Spieth, the first shot was his leg above his head, and then his putter in the air, and then him running back to Patrick. It was hilarious. That was the best part of this week for me. Thank you.
Jimmy Walker, how about you?
Jimmy Walker.
Yo,
Jimmy Walker, please.
Yeah.
Last night, Matt Kuchar took the stage. We had a whiteboard. It was magic between all of us and what we were thankful for. That was pretty special.
And he held it the whole time. It was really impressive,
He held it.
actually.
You were like
Literally,
Man
he
of
held
30
that thing for
minutes.
it was like an hour, I swear.
I think it was his left arm. I was worried about his putting stroke today, but it was his left arm. He held it all night for 30 minutes straight. 2 hours, he says.
No, it was 2 hours.
2 hours.
Because I always used to go to bed before we started, and it was when we got done.
So Matt Kuchar, and we had a lot of great speakers all week, and it was great. A lot of good food. That's it.
That is it. This is the
thankful for Matt
2016 United States Ryder Cup team. They've reclaimed the Ryder Cup. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Thank you for your week.
Pablo. Can't wait to watch. FaceTime me.
He's having one beer, he said.
Back with those.
Yeah,
I don't drink beer,
I don't drink beer, but I'll have a beer with you.